Cruising along a tropical river in an old-fashioned paddle wheeler was like a romantic throwback to an earlier time. But we had practical reasons for our means of transportation. Navigating this river called for a shallow draft vessel, very shallow draft. A flat-bottomed, wooden-hulled stern wheeler with a 3-foot draft and a crew of 6 was exactly what we needed. Well, that's the Great Falls of Africa. It's as far as this buggy will go. We're going to do a lot of walking from here on out. I hope you brought your walking boots.
This is the end of the line.
Well, you wanted jungle. Got to be careful what you wish for. Howdy! Back at you. We're going to the land of the Bunganos. I'll need 25 strong young men and a good head man. Yeah, sure. You got 'em. The Bung's got nothing else to do. But first, we got a welcome dance for you. Enjoy it. This clown's gonna be huffing with your 2 left feet. Try not to laugh.
Gary? Gary?
Yeah, what you want? What's on your mind?
Something I want to talk to you about. These white women, Amazons, whatever you call them.
Amazon? I don't think you should disparage their physical appearance.
Well,
if it'll make you feel any better, we'll see what Melvin has to say about it. Melvin, I want you to tell us all you know about the white she-devil that lives in the jungle. Hillary is evil, and her bark is worse than her bite. Melvin, I'm glad to hear that. You mean she's harmless? No, I mean she bites, and when Hillary barks, men die. In a few days, we should be arriving in the land of the Bongano people. On an island in Bongano land, a loose-knit group of mostly young environmental activists who call themselves the Simple Living Movement, SLIM for short, are almost halfway through a 2-year-long back-to-nature experiment. Individual members of SLIM make their own rules and follow their own models for simple living. They live apart from other members of their group, while at the same time living in the vicinity of Bongano villages. There are 5 Bongano villages on the island. Friendly Bonganos provide the simple living movement with encouragement and advice. As it is with many indigenous peoples, the Bongano people had an intelligence network that baffles people from more technologically advanced cultures. Along each step of our journey, they seemed to know where we were headed, and when they could expect us to arrive. Rivers and streams surrounding the island offer protection from marauding wild animals such as lions and leopards. There are 3 ways of getting onto the island: a small boat called a pirogue, by fording the river at the shallowest point, and by means of a swinging rope bridge.
you attempting to enter my territory? Everyone in the jungle knows that strangers are not welcome here. My warriors resent strangers. They are determined to kill all who attempt to invade this country.
No, you don't understand.
Ah, Van Camp's backyard. Coconuts. Bananas. Breadfruit. Pineapples.
Good morning, ma'am.
Get a move on. Will you try pumping a little faster?
Yes, Partner, I'm already doing it.
My associate, Solomon Carter, interviewed Becky Trueluck. Becky Trueluck said that she and her companions had come to Africa not to pick up new habits, but to put some distance between themselves and their former mindset. To them, standards of living were measured not by products owned, but by benefits received. She said sometimes you don't even need a product to get the benefit you want. If you do need a product, it may not be the product that advertisers have conditioned you to want. She advised not to look for substitutes for commonly used products, because when you do, you're still thinking of those products. She said, clear your head of any thoughts about products unless it becomes necessary. By focusing on benefits, we can spend less money to get more and better benefits, make wiser health choices, and be more environmentally responsible all at the same time. Most people think of themselves as smart shoppers because they compare benefits in the products they buy. According to that model, advertisers have already decided you should buy a certain product. Your only choice then is between brand A and brand B of basically the same thing. If you don't already know what benefit you want, the advertisers will get you every time. Girl, the number one rule of jungle survival is don't get dated. It'll ruin your whole day. Don't swim with crocodiles.
Hey, Seagull, what's over here? Maybe light. Little fellow, how did you get in the jungle all by yourself? Huh? What are you doing up here? You didn't want something. I'll take it. Yes. Open box.
Duaba.
Duja, bwana.
Da, koncentrate. Inka grita. Jela.
Hey, that looks dangerous. You be careful. I said be careful. Oh, goodness. Judging from how matter-of-fact that elephant was, I take it this happens a lot. Yeah? Well, you can kiss my hillbilly butt. There's no need to be like that. I warned you, you just didn't listen. You think you smart. You ain't shit. I asked Sylvia for her take on what people back home thought of the simple living movement. The major news media seemed to be giving them an indulgent pat on the head, but otherwise the media ignored them. On the internet, reactions ranged from fascination to ridicule. Sylvia wasn't surprised. She said news reporting is a business, and the main function of any business is to stay in business. Toward that end, the main function of a newspaper or news program is to sell advertising. They bark for their supper, and they have to lick the hands that feed them. He wanted to follow up on some things that Becky had said earlier. Because the treehouse had two openings aligned with prevailing winds, the structure had a cross draft that kept the treehouse cooler in hot weather. With digs like this, an air conditioner was unnecessary. She said that every man-made environmental problem was caused by how we generate products and what we do with those products. She said that nobody ever buys a product because they want that product. People buy products because they want the benefits they expect to get from those products. By asking ourselves, what benefit do I want and what's the best way to get it, we can spend less money to get more and better benefits, make wiser health choices, and be more environmentally responsible all at the same time. Marcia Aurelius told me that because modern advertising is disguised as entertainment, people are not in a critical frame of mind when they're exposed to it. Many soft drink commercials, for example, are populated by groups of people who are young, good-looking, happy, healthy, and popular. Like Pavlov's dogs, people who watch those commercials are conditioned to associate soft drinks, which are really nothing but liquid candy, with all those wonderful benefits that nobody can deliver. Most people don't even question it when liquid candy is called an athletic drink, or a sports drink, or an energy drink, as if liquid candy were healthy for you. A unit of food energy is called a calorie. Thus, an energy drink is a high-calorie drink in the form of processed sugar. If the benefits you want are refreshment, flavor, and quick energy, the best way of getting those benefits, and then some, is fruit, such as peaches, raisins, or watermelon. Mr. McGee, have you ever heard of an organization called Global Advertising Syndicate? No, I can't say that I have. They're a global network of more than 1,000 advertising agencies. Every one of those agencies and the corporations they represent are hoping that simple living movement completely fails. Well, as we say back home, They can hope in one hand and crap in the other and see which one fills up quicker. The global advertising syndicate can do more than just hope. My people's traditional enemies, the Philipperoo, live no more than 3 days from where we stand. They can cause our visitors to fail. If the simple living movement fails of its own accord, the global advertising syndicate can argue that it was a bad idea from the get-go. But what could GAS possibly gain by driving them away? If the simple living movement comes to a premature end, the news media will spin whatever narrative the advertisers and corporations want them to report. The free spirits of the simple living movement and the native villagers go swimming every day, and not just for exercise and play. Swimming and other forms of natural bathing allow them to brush off excess body oils and dirt while retaining essential oils and bacteria that are necessary for healthy skin without using toxic cleansers. As a byproduct of their natural lifestyle, they also benefit from something the Japanese call forest bathing. When you take a walk in the forest or a swim in a natural body of water, every breath of air you breathe is filled with microscopic particles from every plant that grows in the forest, along with the health benefits of every plant that grows in the forest. It's nature's medicine cabinet. You have heard that we are what we eat. Our bodies are made up of tens of thousands of different molecules, but all those molecules are made up of only 28 elements that are found in ordinary soil and clay. The same soil and clay that our Creator used to create Adam, and Adam's DNA which the Lord used to create Eve. The same soil that nourishes every one of the foods we grow and eat. The native villagers and the free spirits of the simple living movement, by living close to the soil, are sustained by the soil. Well, hi, Jan.
Hey,
How are you doing today?
same as yesterday.
Yeah, I know how that is. Jan, there's a rumor going around that you're kind of spooked by those unwelcome visitors.
I don't want to hang around here everlastingly waiting for something to happen.
You're not thinking of going back to the States, are you?
I'll go if I'm pleased to go.
Well, that's your decision. But the way I see it, you're involved in something that's real for a change. You might want to see it through to the end.
All right. I'll stay.
I'm looking for Solomon Carter. Have you seen him?
He's right down there in that big hole.
Okay, thanks. I'll see you around. Stay sweet.
Now quit your teasing.
All right. Tell me, Chuck, what do you do when you're not giving the green weenies a hard time? Oh, you mean back in the world? That's right. What do you do? My job is to convince people to waste their money on fossil fuels without ever thinking about fuel-efficient, low-cost alternatives. How do you do that? By convincing them that they're saving money and saving the planet by buying electric vehicles. Are you telling me they're doing neither? Yeah, 90% of the time, the only thing people really want to do is move one human being from point A to point B. My job is to convince them that the only way to do that is by moving a 2-ton vehicle from point A to point B, and waste fossil fuel in the process. But an electric car is still a saving, and it's environmentally friendly, right? Isn't it? Not by much. The battery pack alone weighs 1,000 pounds. Regardless of whether they buy a 4,000-pound vehicle that runs on fossil fuels, or a 3,600-pound electric vehicle that indirectly runs on fossil fuels, they're wasting energy. And fossil fuel companies are making billions. What do you do, Mitch? I suppose you've heard of carbon footprints? Yes, of course. Well, I made it up. You? But why? After the Exxon Valdez disaster off the coast of Alaska and the Deepwater Horizon disaster in the Gulf of Mexico, people were angry at fossil fuel companies. They were demanding accountability. I dreamed up that stuff about carbon footprints to put the blame on everyone else. Ah, I see. Clever. And we'll be just as clever in handling those grainy weenies across the river from it. Yeah, right. The Global Advertising Syndicate has 6 ways from Sunday to get back at them. Those grainy weenies have reaped the whirlwind, and they're going to pay the price. They won't know what hit them. Is there room for one more, or is 3 a crowd? Oh, okay, I can take a hint. Y'all take care.
Okay, let's go. Help! I got them together. Get our guns and come on.
Jumping Jehoshaphat, I stepped in manure. Dead soups and pug belly ones, this isn't my day.
If you see anybody, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. They're not welcome.
Hey, hey, hey! Hey, hey! In each of the 5 villages on the island, the Free Spirits and the Bongano people celebrated their victory, fully aware that it was a Pyrrhic victory. They all knew that if the Free Spirits remained in Africa, the global advertising syndicate henchmen would be back with another deadly plan of attack against the Free Spirits and against the villagers who had welcomed them and had treated them kindly. The Free Spirits had no option but to make arrangements to pack up and go home. Sylvia typically took the turn of events in stride, looking forward to going back to her village, family, and friends. And horseback riding. You are listening to radio station WKRAP in New York. I'm John Cameron Crazy, with a special report from the Bongano tribal region of the Kingdom of Morgana in Central Africa. For almost a year, a white supremacist group calling itself the Simple Living Movement have terrorized the Bongano tribesmen living in the area. Informed sources speaking under conditions of anonymity tell us that units from a neighboring tribe called the Faliparoos have rescued the Bongano people and have driven the white supremacists from the Bongano land. You may have heard from unreliable sources that the so-called Simple Living Movement was an idealistic group of well-meaning amateurs. Our informants tell us that that version of the story has all the hallmarks of Russian disinformation. Our informants declined to specify even one hallmark of Russian disinformation so as to protect their sources and methods. Suffice it to say, Russia is such a boring place that 143 million Russians have no means of amusement other than creating disinformation for gullible Americans. I will keep you informed as updates arrive. Safari leader Gary Hollister and Dr. Rhonda Sanders were stunned at the news reports claiming that the Simple Living Movement was a white supremacist group. Only a few weeks earlier, the news media had been describing the movement as idealistic babes in the woods. They wondered how could the media completely reverse what they had been saying for almost a year. Martha Benyard told them that this technique is called retroactive continuity, retconning for short. It's a popular device used in movie franchises, episodes of television series, and news programs. Whenever something in their present narrative contradicts their earlier narrative, they look for a way to make the contradiction go away. In most cases, they just pretend they never said it and that it never happened. Anyone who says otherwise is either ignored or dismissed as a spreader of disinformation. Most people are so accustomed to entire storylines disappearing from television shows and movie franchises, they don't even notice when the same thing happens on news programs. Greetings and salutations. What's this crap I'm hearing? Typical news reporting. Do people believe it? You'd be surprised. When people are watching television, their brains are in an alpha state, also known as a hypnotic state. They'll believe anything. They even use trigger words for post-hypnotic suggestion. Trigger words like what? Oh, like trust the experts, which usually means trust only the people the government tells you to trust and don't ask any more questions, just shut up and obey. And when they say, that has been debunked, or that's just a conspiracy theory, the victim drops the subject without giving it a thought. And it works. Yes, indeed. It works like a charm. When Obi-Wan Kenobi said, "These are not the droids you want," it was the beginning of contemporary news reporting. That kind of stuff happens all the time. Ignore it.